What's up, YouTube? This is Knife Guy 423 coming at you from my garage once again. Today we're going to be talking about knife sharpening, and I personally use the Lansky stone system. I bought it at a little dusty in here. I haven't vacuumed. You see it all floating around. Anyway, I bought the 5-stone set from Lansky, all the way from extra coarse all the way up to extra fine. I have used this system on multiple knives. I absolutely love this system. Let's get this light shut off here so you can actually kind of, that's no good. Just bought this one from Harbor Freight. See if it gives us any flattering light. Probably not. Yeah, whatever, it's a little better. There we go. Anyway, I have always found that a really good sharp knife is hard to come by. When you buy them in the store, they're not that bad. They're not the greatest sharp knives in the world, but I have found that stropping, it's something I never really knew about, but I learned a lot when it comes to sharpening knives and making knives. I am going to post a few more videos here. It's going to be a while before I do another video. Hopefully we can get another one done here in the next month or so. I am going to be taking a break because my fiance is having our baby Thursday. She is being induced, so it's exciting for that one. Fingers crossed everything goes okay. But I just figured I'd give you a quick tutorial on how I do my EDC knives. What I do is I've got my base set up here. Let's flip this around. Whatever, it won't let me. I've got my base screwed here to just a scrap piece of 4x4 that I use. And then I clamp my knife up in here and go through the systems and go through the knife sharpening process. So what I'll do is I'll get my knife set in here. And I do have to use this to tighten it. I kind of goofed up the hole when I first got it, and I ended up having to re-tap it with a different hole, a bigger hole, and finding a bigger bolt, which sucked at first, but now I like it a lot better. It's a 7/16 bolt that I just put in there. It's only about a 1/4 inch long, or 1/2 inch long. I cut it down to size. But now that I've got my blade secure, unless I'm going to be taking like an absolutely horribly dull knife, I'm not one for, screw it, we're gonna turn this light back on. Turn this thing off. It is gonna be all right, but, oh, camera fell. There we go. All right, anyway. I really need to invest in a tripod. Anyway, I haven't sharpened this in a while. Let's get some honing oil on this. I just use the Lansky honing oil. Put about a bead or so on there, and then I just kind of spread it around. I know most of you are like, oh, why are you wearing gloves? Oh, it's a man thing not to wear gloves. Yeah, well, I don't like my hands smelling like the frickin' honing oil all the time. You can see all of that buildup and gunk on there from sharpening and sharpening and sharpening without using the honing oil. But do a little bit of honing oil on there, and then just kind of, not so much scrub it off, but just wipe off the excess that comes up. And this is my 600 grit fine stone from the system. I always do my knives at a 20 degree, but then I just kind of go back and forth a little bit. Yeah, it's chilly in here in Nebraska today. It was actually one of the coldest days so far we've had. It was only about 15 or 16 degrees out. But anyway, enough about the weather. Just kind of, work it back and forth. I know some people have, oh, you got to go 5 and then you flip it and go 5 or 10, or you go in circles or whatever. I go by how the knife blade looks. I don't really check for an apex unless it is like a really dull knife to begin with, or if I'm making a knife and sharpening it for the first time, then I'll take it to an apex and go from there. The thing I love about this system is, as you saw, you can just flip it. You don't have to take the knife out, turn it around. I've seen some knockoff systems like this where you have to take your knife out and flip it around and all this other junk. Actually, ooh, don't do that. I bought this relic. It was supposed to be one of the top knife sharpeners. It's got a, you know, your guide rod pivot and all that fun stuff. You clamp your knife in here, and it's supposed to be one of the best knife sharpeners out there. And what I come to find is I ordered this off of a Chinese knockoff website. It actually was not the real deal. I thought I was getting a great deal paying only like 25, 30 bucks for this. The 4 stones that it came with were coarse, medium, fine, and extra fine, all the way up to I think 1,000 grit or 2,000 grit or something like that, which is great. I was like, cool, I'm gonna have a higher grit than the Lansky system I've got. The first week that I had this, 2 of the 4 stones fell apart. They broke, like the stone itself just snapped. I don't think that they were actually quality stones. This system, I'm half tempted, you know what, I'll scrap what I can off of it, and then eventually I'm just gonna pitch it. But yeah, it was a joke system. So if you're gonna be ordering a system, a knife sharpening system online, make sure that you're ordering it from the actual company and not a third-party company, because it's just a cheap, crappy knockoff. That could have been a lot better. But anyway, back to this one. You know, like I said, I'll just go, and I like to go until I see a nice, even, not brush stroke, but a nice, even grain stroke. There we go. Across the whole blade, and then I'll take that one and I'll switch it up. And I will go to my medium stone. No, that's not right. Oh, I had those in the wrong direction. Okay, so that was my fine stone. Now we will go over to my extra fine 1,000 grit or ultra fine stone, as they call it. I always call it extra fine or ultra fine, whatever you want to call it. And this one I just kind of do very light pressure. Actually, almost no pressure at all. You can't really see it with my arm in the way. But what I'll do is I just kind of go in little circles. And I just use this one to basically get it up to, you know, not a mirror polish, because that's just not the greatest, I don't think. But I'll just go in little circles. And every once in a while I'll take it back and just run it back and forth. You know, all that fun stuff. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to it. Set. Loosen this up. Take the knife out. I don't know about anybody else, but I always give my knife a good wipe down when it's done, or when I'm done with it. Let me go grab some paper. No affiliation with the company, but yes, I do work for a burger joint. I'm not going to say which one, but we'll go with that. And so we had the promotion for this sandwich, and it's no longer at the store. So I brought home about 4 reams of this that was going to get tossed. I figured it was the closest thing to a tissue paper consistency. But, I mean, it's not as easy to cut as, like, let's say newspaper, but it's pretty darn sharp. I mean, I'm not even really pushing down with the blade. I'm just dragging the blade through it, and it's cutting it like butter. I mean, you can see, and obviously I restarted, but Oh, and of course, the one time I want it to cut good, it's gonna be like, yeah, not today. There you go. Like I said, this is Knife Guy 423 signing off. I guess this will probably be my last video for a while. I want to get some new steel ordered here in the next month or so. Along with getting some new steel ordered, I want to get some new handle material ordered and some more pin material, and I need to get some more epoxy. I basically got to get everything I need to make a knife and go from there. And God, I look like a ghost. Okay, it's not the world's best lighting, but whatever. But yeah, that's where we need to go, and that's what we're gonna get going. So, finish up out here, and then go inside and spend the rest of the night with my family. Have a good one, y'all.